Welcome to C Programming. This is Kumar Swami Dapa from SRRS Government Polytechnic College, Sircilla. And today we are going to learn about structures in C Programming. The learning outcomes of today's session is after completion of this particular session, a student will able to know the need of structures in C programming and what is a structure and how to defining the structures. It means it includes the syntactical rules, how to define the structures, and then how to declare the structure variables, and then we are going to learn how to access the members of structures. Okay, then initialization of structure variables. Okay, and at last we are going to learn a few example on structures. Okay, so the need of structure here, the need of structure is, structures are helpful to construct a complex data type which is more meaningful. So first of all, the data types available in C programming are categorized into primary data types and secondary data types. And coming to the primary data types, integer, float, characters are there, and the secondary are user-defined data types are categorized into arrays, structures, unions, and etc. Okay. Um, so coming to the primitive data types, integer, character, and float types are there. So with the help of those data types, we can accommodate only a single constant values in those variables. Okay. And coming to arrays, in arrays we can store a group of data, but that group of data is belongs to a single type. Okay, single type. If it is an integer array, it can store only integer variables. If it is a float array, it can store only float type of values. If it is a character array, it can store a string. But if we want to store uh, complex data types means it includes normal primitive data types and some of the user defined data types. The combination of both can be done with the help of these structures. Okay, so with a single name we can store several values. These several values includes different types. Okay, it may include primary data types, integer, float, constant, characters type, and secondary or user defined data types. So it includes arrays, it may includes arrays, or it may include another structure. Okay, so it may include another structure. Okay, so all these we can combine together to form a new type of structure. Okay, so that's why we are using structures to create complex data types. Complex data types means it includes both primitive and non-primitive or user-defined data types. Okay, now coming to the definition of structure. Coming to the definition of structure, a structure is a user-defined data type in C language which allows us to combine data of different types together. Okay, so it allows the user to create a data type, new data type. That new data type may include integer type, float type, or some array type. Okay, so we can combine, for example, into float arrays together to form a new type of data. Okay, okay. So that new type of data is structure. Okay, new type of data is a structure. Okay, so that's why here we are forming our own data type. It may include anything, any kind of data. So that's way uh, we are calling it as user defined data type. Okay, so the user defined data type contains combination of several data types that are existing in C programming simply. So the combination of existing data type means it may be uh, primitive types, it may be user defined types. Okay, so in somewhat similar to an array, so array structure is somewhat similar to an array, but array can holds the data types of similar types only. So it can hold the type which is declared, that type of data only it can accommodate. Arrays can accommodate only uh, the data type which is declared at the time of an array, but coming to structure it can accommodate anything, so it can accommodate any kind of data. Okay, now uh, as we know, the arrays can accommodate only similar type of data. Structures can store data of any type which is practical and more useful. So handling different kinds of data with a single name is more useful in a real world. Okay, so that's why the structures, in structures data is stored in the form of records. The data is stored in the form of records. Okay, so record means it may be any kind of data. Okay, now for example, if I have to write a program to store student information, so my aim is to write a program to store the student information. So now what that student information contains mean, it contains student name, age, branch and permanent address, father name and etc. some another details. Okay, now in this case student name is a character array, age is an integer value, branch is also some character array, permanent address is also a character array, father name is also a character array, and like that. So several different data types are combined together to form structures. Okay, so this is possible only with the help of a structure only. So without structure we cannot accommodate all these things under a single name called student. Okay, so all these are different fields for for student. So we can accommodate all these things with the help of a single name called student structure. Okay, now which is included with a string value, right? So all are explained here, right? So I will require something which can hold data of different types together, so that can be done only with the structures, right? So here is the uh, uh, defining structure definition. So if you want to define your own structure, so this is the definition of a structure. So if you want to define a structure you must follow these syntactical rules. So the first one is the struct keyword. Struct is the keyword we are using to create a structure. Okay, to create a structure data type. Okay, and then structure tag, it is surrounded with square brackets, it is surrounded in the square bracket, so means it is an optional one. Okay, then open curly brace and closed curly brace, in between opening and closed curly brace we can define any number of uh, variables or any number of arrays, any number of structures, etc. So all are, we can call it as members. So these are all, we are calling it as member variables for this structure. And at last, after closing the curly brace, again here we have an option called structure variable. So and again it is surrounded in between the curly brace square brackets, so that the this is an optional one. Okay, so if you want to define the structure variable, write these names, name of the structure variable and followed by semicolon. And here structure tag is nothing but the name of the structure. Okay, so if you want you can specify the name of the structure, if you don't want then simply keep this as an optional one. Okay, so whatever the members we have written in between the curly braces, they are the members of this particular structure. Now coming to the now, so let us discuss the theoretical concept related to the syntax. So struct keyword is used to define a structure, okay, which is I already told you. And struct defines a new data type which is a collection of primary and derived data types. So here primary data types means integer, character and float, and derived data types means arrays, structures and union. Okay, and now start with the struct keyword. Then it is optional to provide your structure name, but it is suggestible to give it a name. So if you are giving a name means, so that can be easily identified the name of the structure. Okay, so it is recommended to give the name of the structure, that is structure tag name here. And it is optional to provide the structure variable here, so you can provide the structure variables later also. Okay, and now uh, then inside the curly braces of the structure definition, you have to mention all the member variables which are nothing but normal C language variables of different data types like int, float, arrays, and etc. Okay, so all kind of data that you want to handle in a single record with a single name, that name is nothing but the structure. Okay, so that can be maintained. Now, so after closing the curly brace, you can specify one or more structure variables, and again this is an optional, right? So here this is the structure variable position where you can specify. So it is an optional one. You can either specify or you can omit. Note, so here the closing curly brace in the structure type declaration must followed by a semicolon. So it is important. So it is important to note that the structure definition must terminated with a semicolon. Structure definition must terminated with a semicolon. Okay, so now here is an example. So in this example, so you can see here this entire definition of this structure is terminated by specifying the semicolon. Okay, and now so here is a student structure. So that can be student is the name of the structure. Okay, so that can be created by using the struct keyword. Okay, struct followed by structure name or structure tag name. So that is nothing but the structure name, that is nothing but the student here. And in that, so I am specifying 1 2 3 4, so total 4 fields, so 4 different data types, and all are clubbed together, and now we are calling it as a student structure, student type. Okay, here struct student declares a structure to hold the details of a student which consisting of 4 data fields likely name, age, branch and gender. If you want, you can add more number of fields like marks obtained into various subjects, right? So like that you can add any number of fields, address, phone number and etc. Okay, so this is the simple example of a structure. So what you need to do is first write the struct keyword, then write the structure name you want, then open the curly brace and close the curly brace. In between the opening and closing curly brace, write whatever the fields you want for this particular structure along with their data types. Then write the semicolon. Okay, so this is about the definition of structure. Now, the fields are called structure elements or members. Here, whatever so these are called structure elements or members of the structure. Okay, these are the members of structure. Each member can have different data type. Like in this case, name is an array of character type and age is an int type, etc. Right? So each member can be of any data type. Okay, and the student is the name of the structure and is called as the structure tag. Okay, so student is the name of the structure. Now it's time to how to declare a structure variable. So it's time to learn about the declaration of a structure variable. So It is possible to declare variable of a structure either along with the structure definition or after the structure is defined. Okay, so you can define the structure variables in two ways. One is at the time of structure definition, and another is after the structure definition. You can define the structure variables. Okay, structure variable declaration is similar to the declaration of any normal variable of any other data type. So for example, if I want to declare a variable a of integer type, so how can I declare? So a is a variable name, this under this variable is of integer type, right? So in this way I am defining the normal variables. In the similar way, if you want to define a student structure variable, so what you need to do is struct is the keyword and name of the structure student, and write the name of the variable s1. For example, s1 is the student1 semicolon. So here int is the data type and here struct student is a data type. Okay, so int is a integer data type, struct student is a structure data type. Here student is a structure data type. Okay, so this is one way of declaration. So this can be done after the definition. So after the structure definition, you can define the variables like this. So that can be discussed in the later slides. Now, so the structure variable can be declared in two ways. So the first one is, as we already in the previous slide we have already discussed this one. This is the structure definition, right? So at the time of structure definition you can declare the variables here. So here struct student s1 comma s2. So here no this is an optional one. Here this is an optional one. If you omit this semicolon, if you omit this semicolon, and you can directly write s1 comma s2 semicolon. Sorry, yes. So the declaration of a structure variable can be done in two ways, right? Oh, sorry. So this declaration is separately in the sense after declaring the structure variable and we are defining the structure, right? Excuse me. Sorry. So let us first discuss this one. So here declaring the structure variable with a structure definition. So at the time of structure definition we are directly defining the structure variables. So here struct student is defined with different data types here, and after defining the structure members, and we are closing the curly brace and simply writing the s1 comma s2 semicolon. Here s1 s2 are the variables of structure student. Okay, even though we are not writing anything preceded with s1 and s2, so what it happens is this struct student is assigned to this s1 and s2. Okay, however this approach is not much recommended. Why? Because so as we are declaring the variables of structure variables at the time of definition is not recommended generally. So we can the recommended one is this one. So here, so after sorry. Okay, so here after declaration of structure a separate line is there. So that's one, this one. So after declaring the structure definition I am we are writing struct, right? So struct, then structure variable name student, structure name student, and then s1 comma s2. Now s1 s2 are the two structure variables of student type. Okay, so here that can be indicated in the comment line, declaring variables of structure student. Okay, so in these two ways we can define the declare the structure variables, and the recommended one is, so after defining the structure you can declare the structure variables. Okay, and now so the next thing we are going to discuss is how to access the structure members. How to access the structure members. structure members can be accessed and assigned values in a number of ways. So we can access the variables or the values of structure members in different ways. So okay, structure members have no meaning individually without the structure. So without the structure, the members of the structure are not having any specific or general meaning. Okay, so in order to assign a value to any structure member, the member name must be linked with the structure variable using a dot operator, also called period or member access operator. Okay. For example, in the previous case, S1 is the structure variable name, right? And under the S1, under the structure, we have a field called age. So age S1 dot age means we are going to access the age field under S1 structure. Okay, so like this. Okay, so we can use the dot operator. We can use the dot operator, and this dot operator is sometimes called period or member access operator. Okay, so this is one way of accessing. Another way, we can use the arrow operator also. We can use the arrow operator to access the members of a structure. Okay, now we are discussing with only we are restricted our discussion with the data operator only. Okay, now so here is a simple example. In this example, we are trying to uh, declare a variable, structure variable. We are trying to define a structure, and we are trying to define declare a structure variable, and then we are trying to assign few values to the members of a structure, and then we are trying to print those values. Okay, so here these two are the header files, hash include stdio.h and hash include string.h, right? So stdio.h, as we know, it is a standard input output header file. It includes the this printf and scanf functions are there. Okay, and next this string.h, here we are included with string.h. Why? Because in the string.h header file, we have several string functions. So some of the string function here we are accessing. That's why we are included with this string.h header file. Okay, and next I am trying to declare a structure variable. So this is the definition of a structure. So this is the definition of a structure. Struct student. Okay, open curly brace and close curly brace, semicolon. We are terminating the definition of structure. So in between we are having four fields. So char name of 25. So here name is a character array. I am using to store the name of the student. Okay, and then age of the student, then branch of the student, then gender of the student. Okay, so I am trying to store the name, age, branch and gender of a student. So here I am restricted with the only four properties of a student. Okay, so a student may have n number of fields like semester, right, a pin number, address, mobile number. Okay, like that, so many other fields also there. Okay, now I am restricted with only four fields. Okay, so you can practice with any number of fields. Okay, now into main. So here is the main function, opening of main function, and this is the closing of my main function. So now I am trying to declare a structure variable, student structure variable S1. So S1 is a variable of student type. Okay, S1 is a structure variable of student type, right? Now if we want to access any of the members of this student structure, that can be accessible with the help of this structure variable. So what you need to do, write the structure variable name followed by dot followed by member variable name. Okay, so here s1 dot age is equals to 32. Then here I am trying to assign the age of a student. I am trying to assign the age of student with the 32. Okay, then I am trying to use a copy string copy function strcpy. Strcpy is a string copy function. It is going to copy the string from source to destination, right? So here Kumar is the string. It is copied to s1 dot name. So what is s1 dot name? S1 is the structure variable of student type. Okay, and under that name is a character array. So in that character array I am going to store this Kumar. Okay, then now I am trying to print those values. So here I am supplying two values to the structure and I am trying to print those values. So for that purpose we already as I already told you, structure variable name followed by dot followed by member variable name gives the access or details about the value that is stored on that particular variable. Okay, so the name of the student one is so here printf name of the student one colon percentage less. So percentage less is replaced with the string. That string is available at s1 dot name. So that s1 dot name is already separated with Kumar. Then age of student one is percentage d s1 dot age. S1 dot age is an integer type. So this percentage d is replaced with that integer value and return 0. Close the end of the program. Then what happened here? So these two are outputted with student one name and age. So name is Kumar and age is 32, right? So this is one way of accessing the members of a structure, member of a student structure. So we can access in different ways also. Okay, now here we are supplying the input. We are supplying the input, that is name of the student and age, with the help of by directly using the assignment operator is equals to operator. Okay, if you want to read those values at runtime, with the different values. For example, if you execute this program 10 times, you will get this output 10 times without any modification. Okay, okay. So if you are reading the input, if you are reading this student name and age from student at runtime, then whatever the input given by the student, that output will be displayed. Okay, so if you want to read the input from the user at runtime, so you can use this scanf function. So it is available in stdio.h, right? So we can use scanf function. So these two are this string copy function statement and s1.age is equals to 32. So these two statements are replaced with these two statements. Okay, so student name is a replace, string copy function is replaced with percentage less scanf percentage less s1 dot name, so that whatever the name entered by the user will be stored on s1 dot name. Okay, and whatever the age entered is stored on s1 dot age. Okay, and try to remember one thing, while reading anything, any member of structure, if the member of that structure is a string type, don't write any percent ampersand here. Don't write this ampersand symbol preceded with the name of the member, which is related to a string type. Okay, so other than this, other than that, you can write the respective uh, format specified here and ampersand here. Okay, now it's time to initialize the structure. So how to initialize a structure? So in the previous case here, uh, we are declaring the structure variable, but we are not assigning any values to the structure variable. But if you want to assign a structure variable, how it is possible? So that can be explained here. So you can initialize the structure variables. Okay, so this is also can be done in two ways. Okay, so at the time of declaration you can directly assign the values. and after the declaration also, after the initialization of the structure also, you can assign the values. So here in this here I am trying to initialize the variable structures after definition. So this is the structure definition, and after the structure definition I am declaring the variable. While declaring the structure variable, I am directly assigning the values. Okay, so like a variable of any other data type, the structure variable can also be initialized at a compile time. So here as normal variables, for example int a, so here a is a variable of integer type is equals to 5 means this a is initialized at the time of declaration. So in the same way as we are declaring this normal variable a, so you can also declare initialize the structure variable at the time of declaration. Here p1 is the structure variable we are declaring, and at this declaration we are assigning these values. Okay, we are assigning these values. Okay, so are you getting the point? So after assigning these values, what happened is, so the first value is assigned to the first variable height, and the second value 73 is assigned with weight, and 23 is assigned with age. Okay, so are you getting the point? So we can initialize the structure variable at the time of creation, at the time of declaration. As for example, a is a variable of integer type. Here I am declaring the variable with int a. At the time of declaration, I am initializing this variable a with some value 5. Now a is a variable of integer type with value 5. That memory will be allotted, and 5 will be stored on the at the time of declaration only. In the similar way, these values are stored on the structure array, structure variable members. These are the values of the members of a structure variable patient. Okay, now so another way of initialization is, so first of all I am declaring the variable, then I am assigning the initializing the each members of the structure variable separately. So here in general, the normal variable here, for example int a, here a is a variable of integer type, it is the declaration of a, and a is equals to 5 means it is an initialization. So the here the initialization can be done after the declaration, right? So the same scenario is here. Here this is the definition of structure. After definition I am declaring the structure variable, and after declaration I am individually assigning the values of each member of the structure variable patient. Okay, so both the cases, in both the cases both are same, both are assigning the same values, but the difference is at the time of declaration here we are not assigning, after the declaration we are assigning the individual member of the structure. Here at a time all the members are assigned with the values. Okay, are you getting the point? So you can use any one of these. Okay, so you can use any one of these, and my suggestion is try to practice uh, at least one program on after declaration and one program on at the time of declaration. Okay, so thank you for your patience. If you have any kind of query, then just ping me to kumarswamy.dapa@gmail.com. And now it's time to do the practical. So we are trying to execute at least one program in structure, so that you can able to understand easily. Okay, right? So I'm started with the by including the header files. Okay, now I'm writing the main function void main. Okay, So this can be done anything. You can write any kind of thing. Now struct. So first of all, I'm trying to create a structure definition. Okay, struct student, or for example struct book. Okay, so book is a structure. Now for book, so we can have number of pages, right? So pages, and then title, right? So book title. So some, for example, it is having a 25 characters. Okay. So book title, book page, and the next, for example, book price. So that we are covered all kind of primary data. Okay. Integer type, float type, and character type also. Okay. Float price. Okay. Now, so this is the definition of structure. So definition of structure book. Okay. Now I want to create a, for example, now I want to create the structure variable. Okay. So I want to declare a structure variable. So declaration of structure variable. Okay. For example, B1 indicates book 1. Okay. So that can be done with struct book B1. So B1 is a variable of structure book type. Okay. So that means we can access the member variables of book, page, title, price with the help of this B1. Okay. Here I am not initializing the B1. Okay. Variable B1, structure variable B1. Now I am trying to initialize now. Initialization of structure variable B1. Okay, so let us first initialize the structure variable at the time of declaration. Okay, so for that purpose what I need to do is, so first of all I need to write the number of pages, so 100 pages are there, and then I am typing the title, for example, welcome to C. Then price, for example, price is 250 rupees. Okay, so let us add one more field, so author. Okay, now our book is having 4 fields. Okay, so now let us add author name is Kumaraswamy. Okay, right. So now we are declared the structure variable, and at the same time we are initialized the structure variable. Now let us try to print those values. Print. So I'm with the help of printf. So I'm trying to access the structure variable. I'm trying to print the book details are as follows. Okay, book details is as follows. For example, printf. Okay, so printf. So I'm using the dashed symbol for decoration purpose. Okay, author. So he is the author. So author is a string type. So that's why I'm using percentage %s and b1 data author, right? So try to write the same name that is given at the time of declaration of members of a structure. Okay, so now printf title. Okay, so the title is b1 dot title title. Okay, now printf and price. So price is a float point. Okay, b1 dot price, and then printf pages, number of pages. Okay, number of pages, percentage b1 dot pages. Okay, so with the help of these printf statements, I am trying to print the details, available for the variable b1. Okay, so I'm trying to get the output with the help of directly get ch command I am using. Okay, so get ch function I am using. So I'm trying to compile. So two errors are there. Unknown prepass directive. Okay, sorry, double L is here. Right, so sorry, here I'm trying to use this clear screen function, and here I need to use /n so that a new line will be appear. Okay, so I can also use here also. Okay, no, right, so directly it is going to display the details of book. Author name is Kumar Somya and title welcome to see, and the price is 250 and the number of pages is 100. Okay, okay, now here what happened is I am initialized the structure variable at the time of declaration. What if I want to, if I want the those at the time of not, I don't want to I don't want to use these values. Okay, so I'm putting these under comment. Okay, now b is a variable of a structure book. Okay, now I want to assign some values, that values at randomly. Okay, now for let us execute the program, and I'm getting the number of pages, and price values are zeros, and author and title is something blank. Okay, because I'm not assigning any values to those members of structure variable b1. Okay, so this can be now I am trying to assign the values b1 dot price is equals to 222. Now I am trying to execute. So what happened, variable b1 is initialized more than once. Okay, so what happened, okay, now I am declaring a variable b1 of structure type. Now I am trying to assign some value here, b1 data price is equals to 222, and I am compiling and executing, then the price will be displayed. Means so we can access the members of a structure with the help of dot preceded with a structure variable followed by uh, name of the member. So title, welcome to C programming. Okay. Oh, sorry. So this is the second way. So this is the first way, directly you can assign the values at the time of declaration, and this is the second way, you can assign the values individually by using the by specifying the each and every member here. And now the third way is with the help of this scanf function. Okay, so now I'm trying to with the help of scanf function enter book details. Okay, so enter book title, then I'm trying to read scanf. So title of the book is represented with a string. Okay, so s1 data title, title, right? And I'm trying to read printf enter author scanf percentage d, sorry, string s1 data for author. Okay, now I'm trying to read price. Okay, enter price scanf percentage f address of s1 data price, and at last try to read the number of pages. Okay, so after this we have already written the statements for printing purpose. So undefined symbol s1, why? Because sorry, so here b1 I have written, so s. Okay, now s1 is a variable of, so okay, I'm changing in comment line also. Okay, sorry. So as I alter the uh, variable declaration by b1 with s1, so I need to change everywhere. And I'm trying to execute. Enter the book title. Book title is C. Enter the author, the case. Enter the price 555. Enter number of pages 230 pages. Okay, so author name is the case, title is C, and price is 555, number of pages is 230, right? So in this way, try to uh, learn or try to practice at least few programs and structure. And if you are getting any kind of errors or any kind of are you getting any inconvenience with programming, just ping me to kumarswamy.dappa@gmail.com. Thank you.